Okay, so this can be more radicals. How to simplify somewhat crazier ones, and how to simplify when you're multiplying things together. So we'll start with for some variables. We already did this one earlier, but if we had like the square root of x to the power 2. Now that was, told you start thinking of it as there's two x's inside, and when you take the square root, one of those x's comes out. What it is every time there's two of something, the square root says, okay, the square root of those is just one of them. We can apply this to slightly more complex cases, like what if I had x to the power of 3? Square root of x to the power of 3, that's the square root of x times x times x. Well, we already learned from here, if we have two x's, two of the x's, if I take the square root of those, they'll come out as a single x. These guys, the square root of those will come out as an x. And then what's left over inside the square root symbol? Well, there's this other x left over. So these two come out as the x. And then left inside was this little lonely x here, because he didn't have a partner to escape with. It's like they're escaping together. These two will escape together, become this one x. This guy's left alone, so he's got to hang out still inside the square root. We can apply this to, any exponent that's bigger, like x to the power 7. Means there's 7 x's inside of a square root. How many are going to come out? Well, how many pairs are there? Here's a pair. So that'll be an x that comes out. And there's another pair here of two x's. Well, that's another x. And another pair of x's. That's another x. And then there's one guy left over. He's stuck inside. So this, x to the power 7, the square root of x to the power 7, well, these come out, is the same as x times x times x times the square root of x. And we can simplify this. X times x times x is x to the power of 3. And then we have the square root of x. All right, so we can pull out pairs of things, and they will come out of this square root symbol. Let's try this with, what if I had some regular numbers mixed in? So this the little wall here, and let's say I have, like our example up here. What if I had the square root of 49 x to the power 3? Well, let's do it in pieces. Or how about I just break it up? 49 is 7 times 7. X to the power 3 is x times x times x. All right, and this is in my head, I'm thinking like this. The square root of 49, 7 times 7. I mean, there's two 7s. So one of them will escape out to the front. These two 7s will escape together as 1. These two x's will escape together as 1. What's going to be left over? There's this poor lonely x left inside. So 49, the square root of 49x to the power 3 is the same as 7x times the square root of x. You can also think of this in parts in your head. The square root of 49 is 7. The square root of x to the power 3, well, two of those are going to come out. One's going to stay behind. And we can take this to its, I'll do one more and we'll see what happens when we do more extreme stuff. So another example, 28 x to the 3, y to the 5th power. What is this going to be? Now this 28 we can't take the square root of, but maybe I can break it up into stuff we can take the square root of. Like isn't 28, isn't that the same as 4 times 7? Right? 28 and 4 is 7. Why would I break it up into 4 and 7? Well, it's because you can take the square root of the 4 part. And then there'll be 3 x's and 5 y's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, what's going to come out? Well, the square root of 4, that's 2. Can I take the square root of 7? No, I can't. The x's, pair of x's will come out. There's nothing to match with this one, so he's still inside. The y's, I got one pair of y's and another pair of y's. And then there's this one left over. I'm not going to... So I see. 2 came out from the 4, x came out, the y's came out. What was left over? I had a 7, this x, and then there was a y. And I could probably simplify that up, clean that up a little bit there in the front. This is 2x y squared square root 7x y. So this is what it simplifies to. Square root of 28x to the 3y to the 5th is the same as 2xy squared times the square root of 7xy. You try to take out as much as you can from the square root, and then whatever's left over stays on the inside. Alright, my last little bit is about what to do if there are 2 square roots multiplying each other. So I'm going to clear this. If you don't have, write it down.